Okay, y'all, right here I got two of those vases from the Dollar Tree. You see one has a wider mouth and how it comes up at the top, and the other one's more that way. Well, I'm going to use both of them, but right now, this first DIY, I'm going to be using that one. But I'm going to paint both of them in Hazelnut Chalk Paint by Waverly. And after getting done painting them, I'm going to put Waverly Antique Wax on them, and I'm going to, like Mr. Miyagi it, wax on, wax off. Y'all know the drill. And then I got this little round piece from Hobby Lobby, and it's like the size of maybe, I don't know. It's not as big as a 50-cent piece. But anyway, I'm going to put Waverly Antique Wax on top of it for now and wipe it off. And then I'm going to take a super glue gel and take this little wood drawer pull. And I'm going to glue it on the side without the wax. Because I didn't want to glue it with the wax on it because it doesn't stick as well. And then I go ahead and put the wax on it. And then I'm going to take this big giant cork that I forgot to cut down some lengthwise. And I'm going to stick it down in top of my little vase there, my jar, because I don't want my lid to fall off. But I will cut it down later. And then I'm going to take this little honey dipper, and I'm going to take Waverly Antique Wax, and I'm going to put it on the handle. Now, I didn't wipe it off there. Yes, I did. Never mind. And then wipe it off. I put it on there twice. And then I'm going to take that 2023 calendar and the little picture off the back of it. It's got a little barn that looks like it's all yellow, like bee kind of theme. Anyway, and I'm going to take this piece. It is about 2 inches. Miss Valerie Allison sent a bunch of those to me. Thank you, Valerie. And I'm just going to lay it on top of my image, trace it out, and then we're going to cut it out. And then I'm using my scissors from Miss Linda Henderson. Yes, I am. And then I'm going to take my my Aleene's Tacky Glue Stick, and I'm going to make sure I get it all around the edges really well, but just rub it all over that wood piece. Then put my little piece on top of it, and just make sure you rub that down really well to make sure it sticks. And then I'm just going to take my emery board and sand off all the excess paper that may be hanging off around the edges. Then I'm going to take some hot glue and this jute cord, and I'm going to take that little piece that we just made with the little barn on it, and I'm just going to set it on top of that glue there, because I'm going to glue up each side and add that rope up, or that twine, sorry, up each side, and make them meet at the very top. See, just like that. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to take that little wood piece that I got from Hobby Lobby. You used to get 4 of them for $3.99. I was there earlier, and you get 4 of them now for $6.49. I was like, oh my goodness. But for any of y'all don't know, I'm going to sand this down really well, but you're supposed to sand with the grain, not against it, and it's supposed to help. But on the sides, you just can't help it. But I'm going to take that stain there I made, and I'm not going to wipe it off, but on top, because I did put too much, I did have to dab it down some because, yeah, I really went too far. But that's okay. And then I'm going to take, while my brush is still, like, dirty, I'm just going to run it over my tag a couple times and wipe it off. And then I do, like, distress my vase a little bit with that brush also. Now here, I'm going to take that jute cord, and I'm going to wrap it around, not tight in the back. And then I'm going to come up under my tag, and when I get up under there, I'm going to crisscross it. And after I crisscross it there, I'm going to tack it down to the back of the tag. Yes, so the right piece should be on the left piece should be on the right. And then just cut off the excess. And then I'm going to take my little pot here, and I'm going to hot glue it down to my little square piece I have there. And then I'm going to take my little honey dipper. I don't know what they're called, y'all. I don't eat honey. I don't like honey. But anyway, and just lay it down in that glue. Now, I normally use wood glue sticks for my honey, the ones that I use. And it's normally pretty much really close to the color. But I did have a clear glue stick in there, and I don't think I got it all cleaned out before I started mushing it all together. So it's not as honey-y looking as I wish, but it is what it is. And then I just squirt some on top of it there. And then, oh, I do like to take my heat gun and run it over that glue to make sure there's no bumps and everything's even in it. And then I'm just going to burn the fuzz off the twine. And here it is, you guys. And I think that is adorable. It's a cute little piece for your bead decor or to put on a tiered tray. I know a lot of people don't have them anymore, but some folks still do. Okay, right here, I got these terracotta plates. And one of them measures about 2.5 inches, and two of them measure about 3.5 inches. I mean, it's not quite, but it's almost there. And I'm going to take super glue gel and hot glue, and I'm going to glue them together. I'm trying to go slower, you guys. It's so hard for me not to talk really fast. And I paint them in Truffle by Waverly. And then I got a couple of molds here, and I'm going to take some cornstarch, and I'm going to put it in whatever, mold I may be using. And I've got this clay, you guys. This clay is crazy. But it's good and it's bad. I love it and I hate it. But I like it better than the DOS, because I just don't have the patience for that. But this stuff, you have to stretch it and stretch it and stretch it and work it until you can, like, snap it apart. Okay? Yeah, that's the pain about it, because I keep mine really, really locked up, and it's always really wet. But anyway, I'm just going to take this here and run it between my hands until I make it long enough to stretch out over the whole mold. Just tear what off I don't need, and I'm just going to work it into that mold. And then after we're done with that, I'm just patting it down, make sure everything's good. Oh, if it's tacky, I don't remove it yet, because it will stretch. So I said, there's good and bad to it. And then this mold is a lot thinner, so those little bees just pop up out there. I mean, not tacky. It can be a little bit tacky. I just can't. If you work with it any, you'll know. And then I'm just going to flip that upside down and remove my mold. Now, and then I'm going to take Titebond glue, and I'm going to add it to the back of my little chain or rope, whatever this is supposed to be here. Not sure. I just like the way it looked, so I bought it. But anyway, and I'm missing some. I've lost some. And I originally take this bee here, and I put it down. See, I don't know why I did what I did, but after I put the Titebond on it, and I put it right there, and I thought, then I'll just make another chain or whatever, or a rope, whatever it is, and then just cut it in half and piece it on each side. I do things the difficult way, but anyway, I digress. And I just cut down a piece after I put, more clay in the mold and made another piece, and I just cut down what I need and take the Titebond, of course, again, and put it on there and stick it down. Well, when I started putting this piece down, I was like, wait a minute, that bee is way too low, and it's making that run right into its head. I'm just lollying, going along, doing my thing, and I'm like, oh, man. So I had to take and try to scratch this stuff off. You guys, it took a hot minute. I had to sand it down and repaint it. But anyway, I ended up taking another one of those other little bees and putting it in the middle of everything. I know, I shifted everything and stuff, but I get it all pushed back into place. I know, y'all was like, ooh, I was worried about that. But I want to show you the good thing about this clay is, you see that bee, how messed up it is? If you have detailed scissors, you can take, and whether it's like wet or dry, you don't want it like completely wet, but like it does not have to be all the way dry, and you can cut off around it and cut off any excess and clean it up if need be. But then I'm going to take Truffle, and and this was still wet. I just taken it off there, glued it on, and I'm painting it on there, guys. And that's another great thing about it. But and it doesn't crack. But I went ahead and painted it. And then I'm going to take Antique Gold Rub and Buff, and I'm going to put it all over the raised areas of my chain rope and around the edges, the top and the bottom part there of my little terracotta plates. And I'm also going to add it to the top and the bottom of that littler plate that we had painted. And then I'm going to take one of those fish bowls from the Dollar Tree, or globes, whatever you want to call them. And you guys, now, I know this. This happened to me not long ago. I told you all about it, and still, I made the mistake. Okay, I just took that Titebond super glue, and it's supposed to cure in 10 minutes. And I glued my globe down. Well, I didn't stop there. I went all the way around the outside of the globe. Well, you could see the fumes from there, but I couldn't see them while I was working. And fumes had built up all the way up on my globe, almost to the very top. I had to take a razor blade. Well, I took Windex and wiped it down. And what I didn't get, I had to take a razor blade and scrape. And you see how that did that there in the bottom? That's because it was glued too tightly in there. And the fumes can still happen anyway. But it's really bad, like on glass or plastic. but they remove fingerprints off of vinyl and plastic garbage bags and stuff like that with that stuff because of those vapors. So try not to put as much glue as I did or use a different glue. But I'm going to tell you what, it is stuck with that glue. So what I had to do is take some more of that jute cord I used in the last DIY. And I got to burn you're going to want to burn the fuzz off of 100% if you do use any type of this rope anyway. And it's because I'm going to take that rub and buff and I'm going to put it all over that rope. And you don't want that fuzz on there because it's just going to look bad. And that's going to be ugly. And we don't want ugly, guys. No, we want our stuff pretty. Yeah. So I really burn it a lot. And then I burn it again after I add that rub and buff to it. Okay. Now, right here, I'm going to set that aside. Let all that dry. And I'm going to take this Easter egg. It's a styrofoam Easter egg. And I'm going to I painted it in hazelnut. And I'm going to take that jute cord again, and I'm going to wrap it around my egg. Just hot glue it down and wrap it, and just wrap and wrap it. And, yeah. And just keep going until we get all the way to the bottom. And when I got as far as I thought, okay, this is going to look good, I just took my knife and, punctured it all the way around until I could just pop the bottom off of it. And then I'm going to take my hot glue and I'm going to wrap up the bottom, sealing in that and covering up that styrofoam, of course. We want to cover the entire thing. And then when we get to the end, we just cut off all what we don't need and put some hot glue down in there. And then push it down the best we can. And then cut off the excess. And then put some more glue. And then we're going to fold it in half. And we're going to shove it down in there. And make it flush. And make it look nice and pretty. And then I take my felt marker here. And I draw like an oval. And then color it in. But it just wasn't dark enough for me. Because I'm going to take that jute cord again. And I'm going to wrap it around that that oval. Yeah. All the way around it. Just take and put you some hot glue down and wrap it all around. I did cut it down to size before I started gluing on there, you guys. So, yeah, there you go. You guys, I'm still out talking the video, going faster. The video's going too slow for me. But did I already say this? I didn't think it was dark enough. So I did take some black acrylic paint and I went ahead and painted inside of it. Okay, and then I'm going to take one of those little tiny wood rounds. I got those in a pack of 4 at the Dollar Tree last year or year before last for Christmas. But I'm going to utilize that hole. But I got this eucalyptus pick that Miss Rose Turner sent me. Thanks, Rose. And I'm just going to cut the leaves off of it. But I'm going to use those because I'm going to cut them down and also fill in around the bottom. You'll see. Oh, I did cut down the length, of course. I cut all the excess wire off. But I'm just going to bend this in a finagle, but not like that. I was just goofing off. But I did push it down in that hole. And because I want it to look like my little bee skeep or whatever you want to call it, beehive, is hanging from a tree limb. I know, right? I'm lame. But here I'm just going to take and hot glue my little beehive onto my little wood round piece there. And then my wood slice, whatever. And then I just take hot glue and take those leaves that I cut off and start hot gluing them in place up through there to fill it up. And then, like I said, I cut some down and make them smaller and fill in those areas also. But then I found a piece of this pick come from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take and put it down because it looked like leaves of a tree to me. And I'm just going to wrap it around that wire. I mean, you know, that wire is going to help a lot of things. Anyway. And then just, keep adding as much as I want till I like how it looks. And after I get that all done, I'm going to take and set it down inside my little globe or my fish bowl or whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to cut up some of this grass, green moss, whatever it is, and just set it down in there to help cover up that glue. I hate that did that. And put a couple rocks down in there to keep that moss at bay because it had a mind of its own and it wanted to crawl up out of there, y'all. And then put my top on it. Yay! And then I took one of these can candles from the Dollar Tree. I popped it out of its little thing, and there it is. And I think it's cute. It did not work out how I wanted, but things normally don't, you know. But I would think it looked better with the taper candle, and I think I'm going to add a taper candle to it instead of that because it's going to my living room. It's crafty in time. Okay, y'all, Kathy Dolan, look, she redid my little organizer. Listen, I love that thing. I am crazy about it. Great job, Kathy. Love it. Love the Highland Cow. And then Christine Carter. That stuff is gorgeous. I love how busy it is. It's very, very, very good. And then Miss Gina Wallace, this is her, how she stores her florals, you guys. And there's these little garbage cans, and she's got tracks that she hangs them up by, but that's really cool. And Miss Dana, this is adorable. She recreated my little Liberty Bell that I did last year. And then Krista, look, that she took those stackable eggs from the Dollar Tree and made those beehives. And look at her little pillow and wreath. I think that thing is gorgeous. Great idea. And then look at Tracy. She did the little Highland Cow and then her little fairy gardens. And look at her little horse there. It's so cute. And then Miss Kim Junket, look at her. She's the one that bought me my little Highland Cow, and I named him Kim. I know, don't get me started, but she made that. Isn't that adorable? And Monica, look at this terracotta bird bath. That is terracotta pot bird bath. That is so cool. It's so pretty. And her little fairy garden and her jug and her 4th jug. That's awesome, you guys. Okay, right here, I'm going to take another terracotta pot and another one of those plates. And the pot come from Dollar Tree and my super glue gel and my hot glue. And I'm going to glue these two together. Yeah. And then after that, but first, I want to tell you about my friend Joanna from Joanna's DIY Life. I don't know if you all can tolerate silly hillbilly talk, goofy sense of humor, hyperactivityism, and if you can, then don't watch Joanna, watch me. I'm joking. I think I'm funny, don't I? Anyway, y'all, check out Joanna. She is talented and crazy as the day is long. Remember when I played that terrible singing and that goofy face, happy birthday to me? Yeah, that was Joanna. So, anyway, you guys, check her out. So, right here, I'm going to take this vintage mustard and I'm going to paint that rim right there. And, you guys, I painted this thing about 87 times. It made me so mad. And that bottom rim right there. And I painted that middle part black. Actually, I'd painted the whole thing black. But then I painted that plate on the inside white. I couldn't get it perfect, and it was just driving me insane. But, you know, I mean, come on. We all got our things, and that's mine. But I'm going to take that little burlap trim, and I'm going to, I go around that 2 times, that bottom there. I'd done it once, and I was like, oh, that needs it again. And I end up going back around it again later, and I go around the top there. But because I'm going to take one of those makeup wedges, and I cut a piece off. I like using small pieces of it because this is the only way I knew to do that rim there at the top, and to make it as even as possible because it was driving me nuts also. I just dip it in my black paint, and I just take that little wedge and go around the top of it. And then I'm going to take my paint pen, and I got this beautiful napkin. I got a pack of them from Amazon forever ago, but I've given them all away, except I think that was the last one I had left. But y'all don't need a water pen. You can use a paintbrush and dip it in water. You can use your finger. You can just tear it. You can just cut it out, whatever suits your fancy. I got those water pens free in a pack of markers I got from Five Below forever ago. But I already took the 1-ply off, and then I'm going to take a piece of masking tape and attach it to the back. And I'm going to remove that 2nd ply. Y'all's going to want to make sure if you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 ply, you got to remove it. And then, I hate this Mod Podge bottle. I wish I never switched. It always squirts out too much Mod Podge. So, I just went ahead and added Mod Podge around everywhere because you just want a thin coat of Mod Podge, y'all. You don't need anything much. And then you won't get wrinkles if you don't want wrinkles. But anyway, and after I wipe that Mod Podge off my brush, I'm going to take my napkin here and I'm going to lay it down. And since my brush is pretty much dry, I'm just going to take and push my napkin down with my little brush there and work it all the way down. And then, and then I did it again. I'm like, some people just never learn, you know? So I'm scooping out the Mod Podge. Anyway, and then that was after it dried. I put more Mod Podge on it. Sorry, you guys. And then I got this rub-on transfer from Essential Stencils. And I cut that flower out. And I'm going to put it there on my little terracotta pot. And I'm just going to rub and rub and rub and rub just with my fingernail. Actually, those things are pretty good. They come off really well. Ugh. Anyway, I know. They hurt my feelings. But anyway, you guys, there's a commercial out there with me in it. And it's Essential Stencil. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Okay. So then I'm going to take these rub-on transfers that Miss May sent me. And she got them from Essential Stencil also. I mean, you know, what do you do? And I just cut out one of the little beads and put it in there. And I just rub it with my nail there and then popped it right off. But then I go ahead and cover the entire thing with Mod Podge. The whole kit and caboodle. And that's it for that, you guys. That's it. That's so easy. Look, and I threw my rings in there, which they kept falling off anyway, so it didn't matter. And then, or you can like put a candle in there with some greenery or something like that, or anything, your keys, it doesn't matter. Okay, I know, right? Terracotta pots. Right here, I'm going to take some super glue gel and those 1.5-inch balls. And those are the little tiny terracotta pots that come from Hobby Lobby, I think. Yeah. And I paint the entire things black, both of them. And then I took this beige acrylic paint that I have, but I hadn't painted the whole head. And then I took that one and made like a heart shape at the top of it. I know it's still like a widow's peak. I know they look like little vampires, but they're not. And then that one I made more pointy. I know, right? And no, it's not a man that's losing his hair. Just stay with me here, you guys. I know, aren't they cute? But anyway, I'm going to take and just start drawing little round circle eyeballs. You guys, this is really easy. You guys just need to have a little bit of faith in yourself because, listen, there's nothing you cannot fix if you mess it up. And here, I'm going to make him a big old wide nose going across his head like that. And then make him 2 little cheeks here. And then just draw him a mouth like a little smiley face. You all know how to draw a smiley face. That's simple. Ta-da! And then just go up the corner of his mouth. Oh, I'm just tracing over his mouth again there. But then start, well, I'm just doing that. Start, see, well, you'll see in a minute. And then, look. I know. You got your smiley face. And then you just take and draw a little, like, hook down. And make it look like his mouth's open. And then that's the second one. No, it's not. That's the same one. Oh, I'd put eyebrows on him and don't realize. Now, this one is the second one. And see, you can erase. But listen, if you get that black gook on your eraser, just run it over your paper towel and clean your eraser off. And then that way you can erase without smudging lead everywhere. But I'm going to give this one big old eyes. Big old eyes. And a little bitty nose. I know, right? And then a big old smiley face. Yeah, just making the cheeks again, da-da-da, and then a big old smile. And then, I don't know what I'm doing now. I have no idea. Oh, and then, like, I ran right across the top there. I know they look creepy right now, don't they? And then I'm going to take this, what is that? It's an acrylic paint marker. I like the acrylic ones better. Yeah, and I got those from Amazon, a pack of them for, like, $5.99, I think. I think they're in my Amazon store. But I'm just going to trace over what I drew. I know. And the more I trace over it, the creepier they look. But I went ahead and colored in the black of their eyes. Now, I just make 3 lines any which direction I want to go. That one I went kind of sideways. And then that one I went like from top to bottom, you see. And that's it, guys. It's really, really, I know, simple. And then, again, just coloring in the blacks of the eyes. And then that one I gave a red nose. Yeah, I know. Just wait. And listen. And then blue eyes. Wait a minute. Yeah. If you mess up, even after you use the paint marker, you can literally go over it with the next paint marker and cover it up. Even the white covers up the blue for me. But I prefer to paint them. So after I did all this, showing you all, I gave that one green eyes. I literally went in and hand painted them. But, yeah, that marker shows up better. So I really, really did the eyes there, didn't I? And then, oh, this is after I went ahead and did the whites of the eyes. I put the white, the green, the black in. I am so sorry, you guys. And, hold on. Girls! Oh, I was still on there. Sorry. Well, you heard that. So anyway, I go in and I paint her red with the Crimson Chalk Paint by Waverly. And I'm going to take this paint marker here, and I actually take some masking tape, and I'm going to tape it down to the top of my little terracotta pot here, and I'm going to hold it still, and I'm going to spin my little vampire there around in circles so I could get a straight line to paint on it. And I'm going to take that. It's Summer Porch by Folklore. It's chalk paint. And I'm going to paint the top of them there and that ledge going around the bottom. You know what I mean? And, well, this top actually, but it's my bottom. And here I'm going to cut out a piece of red felt. Ugh. That's why I'm wearing gloves. That was too big. I cut it smaller. But I know I'm making it seem even more so like a vampire, but it's not, I promise. And I'll just cut it down later. Y'all will see. And then, I don't know, I'm still cutting it apparently like a goober. Oh, and then I'm going to take my paint marker and I'm going to draw on her belly. And I ended up just, no, I just colored that in with my paint marker. Yeah, I reckon. And then I'm just going to take the same paint marker, make little dots and big dots and little dots and big dots all over it. Y'all will see. It turns out cute. Trust me, I know. I was scared at first. And then I'm going to, I got two pieces of felt laying one on top of the other. And I'm cut that shape right there. See it? Like a cape. Yep. I promise it's not a vampire. Oh, you saw the polka dots. If you saw that first, you'd thought, yeah, you'd been like, yeah, she's a lion. But, and then I cut out a bunch of little black circles. No, now I'm cutting out little teardrop shapes, two bigger and two smaller for my other one, which is my bee and my ladybug, y'all. And I'm just going to lay them out just like this. The big one's on top, the bottom one's on bottom. And, nope, the bottom, no, the big one's on bottom, the little one's on top. Gee whiz. And see, that's what that's going to look like. And I'm just going to hot glue those on there. Yeah. Yep. And then, after we do that, y'all didn't need to see all of it, but you did. We're going to take her, and I think, and see, I cut that piece out smaller, and then I just cut a slit up the middle of it. I just folded it in half and cut it. And then I'm just going to hot glue it down to the black one, the red one to the black one. Yep. And then after we do that, I'm going to take I cut out little red polka dots and little black polka dots with that felt. And here I'm showing me cutting a polka dot. And then I'm just going to take and I'm going to start hot gluing them to the black side. Okay? I know you're like, ladybugs don't have black wings. Well, maybe on the inside. We don't know. Have you ever spread it apart and looked? Don't tell me if you have, because that's just cruel, because ladybugs are precious. Anyway, and I just glue how many ever I want on there. Just big ones and small ones and medium ones, and I flipped the little cape up, or the wings, and went ahead and, yeah. And then there's me cutting the little black polka dot. And I'm going to just hot glue them to the back of her. See? She's got her red wings on the back. And, yep. And then, after we do that, we're going to, I only glued 6 on the back, a small, medium, large, small, medium, large. I didn't want to cut out any more polka dots. I did not want to deal with that felt anymore. And then I go ahead and tack the rest of her little wings together. And then, after we do that, we're going to take some pop cleaner, cut it down because I cut it too big originally. I'm going to curl the little ends there with a nail because that's what I could find that was small enough. And we're just going to hot glue them to the back of her head. And we're gonna hot glue his to the back of his head. Still looks like a vampire from the top. I didn't think about that when I was doing it. Oh my goodness! I got choked. Look. Aren't these adorable, you guys? Look at the backs. Oh my gosh, are they too cute or what? They want to be best friends. Let's be friends. Aren't they so cute? Oh, no. I know, right? Okay. Right here is that second little vase that I had painted in the hazelnut. And I'm going to take a hazelnut and draw an oval, and I just filled that in with my paint marker. That came from Hobby Lobby, and I didn't know, but after I got it home, it was cracked and it was wobbly, and I was going to use it for something else. I'm like, I can't use this. It's cracked and wobbly. But I had to wood glue it together, but I'm going to hot glue my little vase down to it, and then I'm going to take these sunflowers, you guys. These actually came from Walmart, but when you get them from Walmart and or Dollar Tree, they're about the same. Unless you like pay more money for the nicer ones. These are the like $1.29 ones. But when I have those, what I do is take two of them apart and I piece them together to make one. A lot of y'all seen me do this before, but some of y'all have not. So that's what I did. Took two flowers and made one. So you get 5 heads on a pick. That gives you 2 flowers if you want them to look nicer. And I just pop it all back together there again. And look how much better that is compared to, yeah, beautiful, huh? That other one's so pretty. But, and I'm going to hot glue that down there on my little round piece of wood there. And I did 2 of them, like I said. And I'm going to cut off that stem there. And I fill it full of hot glue in the middle so it won't fall apart. I know I said glue. And then hot glue it down to my little wood piece. And you guys, I just started taking a bunch of little pieces of flowers like that. Some of them I cut off. See those little white ones because I didn't have those already. But a lot of them were just pieces that I've cut over the years, and I save them in a little container, and I just started gluing them on there because I'm trying to eliminate some of this mess within my home, and, well, mainly within my craft room. Well, it's kind of taking over my home. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so, and I'm just going to glue everything down there around whatever I liked until I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you guys, please don't forget to go check out Joanna. She joins Adjust Our Imagination every month. Listen, seriously, I think y'all will like her. She is nuts. But anyway, and then, well, she's talented too. I keep saying she's nuts, but I don't know though. She's got this silly like Appalachian hillbilly accent that's just like, hard to get on board with. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what she's saying most of the time because she's really hyper and she talks really fast and she's got that accent, It's just kind of annoying sometimes. Anyway. And then I take some eucalyptus here and I cut it down. And I just place it on the outside all the way around my little thing where there was a gap open. And then I'm going to take these little tiny, they're wood bees I got from Amazon a few years back. And I got some little ladybugs also. And I'm just going to hot glue them down. Oh, look, on little flowers and stuff. And on my little beescape or whatever it is. It's what I'm calling it. That's what I saw when I saw all those vases. But, and, yeah. I'm still doing that. I'm so sorry. I had to pick those little stickers off the back of them. Those things don't hold. But then I take a big old sunflower, a nice one, and some eucalyptus, and I pop it in that vase. And there it is, you guys. That's done, and I think that's cute. That is so adorable. It's like that's my own fairy outside garden. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I hope y'all like it. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Excuse me. What is your favorite? Did I go too fast drawing the faces? I don't want to dawdle and go too slow and show too much because then people just fast forward. I know some of y'all do not, but a lot of y'all do. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a big thumbs up. Please don't forget to check out Joanna. I always call her Joanne, and I don't know. Don't listen to me. Joanna. She also has a Sewing Saturday show that she does. She can sew. I cannot sew. But anyway, but she can, and she does DIYs too. Anyway, so, and she's just trying to, recently take off with this and, just want to help her out. So, and she's a sister in Christ too, so we got to stick together, you all know. But, I do hope y'all enjoy the video, and I hope y'all like the DIYs. And if I have to say so, I think that one right there is my absolute favorite. I thought the other one with the little globe was going to be. The little honey pot's my favorite. But, because it's more vintagey. But it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to because of the glue debacle. But it is what it is. But this is everything. And I love y'all so, so very much. And oh, no, I forgot to add a gift opening to it. I have them recorded now, guys. At least I have them recorded. But, bye. I'll see you Monday for Just Our Imagination.